Right, welcome back to round 2 from Goodwood Jamega Tour event. Shot 5 over in the end in round 1 after a bit of a disappointing finish. Probably could have done a bit better, but we are just getting ready to go out for round 2. Now, one thing to say about this round, it does get ridiculously windy. So I filmed a course vlog with Leon and Harry not long ago, playing in a hurricane, and it literally wasn't far off. It was gusting at around 40. It almost felt like it was constantly 40 miles an hour at one point, at the most exposed part of the golf course. So you're going to see that as we go through. But first hole is 175 yards. This is playing. I thought it was straight across, but it's into off the left. So the 7-iron that I hit just came up short. I actually thought I hit a good shot here. Left myself just short of the green. Just chipped it up. Not very close, and left myself a tricky putt to start the day, but ended up slotting that in. Moving on to the next, this is actually brought up this tee today, so playing around 390. Wind is basically straight across, so just hitting a 4-iron up there, just trying to get it in play. Leave myself, actually left myself 160 playing downhill. Now I thought it was slightly into, the miss is just not long here at all, but I do miss it long, and that's not really a strategical error, that's more just the fact that I've misjudged the wind. So left myself a really tricky up and down, but gave it a chance, just knocking it into that hill, and left myself this for par, which, yeah, that wasn't even moving at much pace. That was, yeah, slightly robbed at that point. Next hole, 440 yards around the corner. Didn't really feel comfortable hitting a 2-iron there, having to make sure it moved. So just hit a 4-iron in play. Left myself 207 yards. This is probably one of the best iron shots I hit of the day. Just really committing to that little cut off the left, wind moving it a tad more as well. This is playing uphill about 10, so this is playing about 220. Got it pin high. It's literally landed where it's finished. And this is just one of the putts you're going to see. So this is such a frustrating round. I didn't really hold many putts yesterday. What you can see today is literally a repeat of that. I gave myself so many looks through 9 holes that I should have been better than where I was. But the tee was moved up a bit on this hole as well. So we ended up having just over 260 yards to the pin. Hit a really good 2-iron. It's got up just short of the green, and instead of rolling up on, it's gone down in the bunker. Now it was actually in a hole, so just not raked well, which is like one of the most frustrating things when you go in a bunker and you're just in a hole. Then knocked it out to here, had a putt for birdie, and hit another rim or a lip, whatever you want to call it. Lip's more PG, isn't it? Right, in for par. Short par 4 around the corner, just getting a 4-iron in play, which is just the shit off this tee. Left myself 122 yards in, which is playing 7 uphill and into off the left, so just hit my 50 degree and hit a really nice wedge shot in here, which got just sort of like behind the hole. So this is not the type of putt that you look at trying to make. So it's just 15 foot and breaking quite a bit, and I just hit it slightly through the break, so it's another birdie putt that's just gone past the lip. But knocked it in for par. Sort of drivable par 4. Wind is into off of the right. Just trying to get a 2-iron down in play, literally the world's to the right, so this is not really a bad miss. Left myself 88 yards, and this is where the wind picks up here, and then the next hole is just a joke. But as it is, got a good chance for birdie here, and this is, yeah, I don't want to give it away. This is just another putt that, like, more lips than Mike Tyson. Yeah, so another miss. So now this is where it gets really exposed, and you're probably not gonna see, I'm probably gonna turn the wind noise down as much as I can, but this approach shot is 130 yards. I'm having to chip an 8-iron. Just because it is there's so much wind coming off that right side. This is where it starts to gust at like 40 mile an hour. So I left myself this putt, which I just didn't get to the hole, into the wind, and then left myself just a tricky putt for par. So pretty frustrating being 2 over through 7 holes, after having looks on, you know, like 4 or 5 of the holes, good looks for birdie. So this is playing 160 yards back into that flag. This is where the wind is into off the right. 7 irons just got floated. My playing partner went 20 long. The other playing partner was short. So left myself this tricky little bunker shot. Not the best of lies. But slot for par. Right, sorry about that. The got an interruption there from the putt. So this is a bit of a so basically didn't want to miss this left, but there's the world right. So I left myself 135 yards, hit a 55-degree downwind out of a flyer, pitched exactly where I was trying to, and left myself a really good go at getting back to 1 over. This is literally 5 foot, and it rolls. It literally just stopped on the edge of the hole. So another birdie putt missed. You literally tally them up. This is where it starts. This is where basically this is the most exposed part of the golf course. I'm trying to hit a little 9-iron in here, just got stuck, and then the ball went up and literally just didn't stop going right. And this is where it's just a case of getting used to playing that fade. And sometimes when the wind is that hard off the left, to actually swing far enough left, it's just something that is going to take some getting used to. The putt that I have here, it literally took me about 2 minutes to hit this putt, just because every time I set up to it, and we all had this problem as well on this green, every time I set up to it, the wind would start gusting, and you literally just cannot take the putter back straight. So I found a bit of a lull in the wind, and this is all wind just taking that to the hole. So that was a good save in the end, staying on 2 over, which to be honest is a respectable score in these conditions. This one was off of the left, and a little, well, I say a little cut, it was a big cut, but just literally got up and just rode the wind into the trees. Didn't really have much, just because this middle tree is blocking the green. So, you know, I thought about playing the cut up there, but I thought just get this back in play. Had 200 yards, which is playing about 230, just being uphill and into the wind. Hit a really good 4-iron just short of the green, and this I had a choice really of hitting putt here. It's a long way away, and it's uphill and into the wind. This is definitely just a chip, but not really having the confidence to fly a 60-degree wedge there at this point. And I did this a couple of times in the tournament, just hit the putter, just old habits dying hard, where you could get a wedge close, but knocked it up to 15 foot, knocked it to here, and then the wind took this quite hard as well. So made a 7. After battling quite hard, after missing a lot of birdie putts, to then make a 7 was really frustrating. And to be honest, this is a part of the round where I lost concentration for like 4 holes. I'm not gonna lie, I spoke to Ryan about this afterwards, and we spoke about like maintaining concentration, and ways to maintain concentration during a round. Like, you're never going to be able to concentrate for 4 hours straight or 5 hours straight, but I feel like I was perhaps trying to do that. Yesterday I was playing with Joe Brooks, and we had, you know, quite a lot of good chats off of actually playing, so your mind can like sort of get taken away from the golf. But today is a bit more serious, so I found myself just thinking about golf a bit too much. So we've spoken to Ryan about that, and we've come up with some plans for future rounds where you sort of have like a line before your ball, and that is where you step in and turn the concentration on and think about your shot. This is just feeling really uncomfortable. That's a disgusting golf shot. It's into a 40 mile an hour wind with a 2-iron, trying to hit a fairly tight fairway, and I just didn't commit to it like this one. Just left it inside. That is the old tendencies of dropping it inside, and it just leads to a really bad golf shot. So I had 110, playing about 130. It's a full 50 degree. Head has somewhat gone at this point. Left that short, and then had this to clear up for a double. Which I hold. Right, moving on to the par 5. So this doglegs to the right. It's just not a very good golf swing. Sort of like it's not really a quick left, it's just a bit of a toey left one. And left myself 230 yards off an uphill slope, and I don't know whether I've actually caught this slightly off the hosel or I've just got so far inside and the wind's taking it. This is literally so stuck. If you slow that down and watch that back, yeah, that's basically the move that I'm trying to get away from by playing a cut, like the one where I get stuck inside. Like the quick left seems to have gone. It's just every now and again when I lose concentration, get tired, whatever it is, I'm still getting stuck a bit inside. But as it was, still gave myself a putt for par. This is actually quite demoralising because watching back this round, as it could have through the first 9 holes been like quite respectable, and it goes for the first round as well. I let a bit of anger out on that one, and it's just like putting 2 rounds together at the moment, like 2 complete rounds where I don't make any strategical errors, and I don't let any like really destructive ones go. I know that's quite hard to do, but that's basically what I'm trying to work towards. From 66 yards, knocked it to 30 foot, which is less than ideal. And especially when you're faced with 2 foot with a 40-mile-an-hour wind coming at you at one of the most exposed greens, but knocked it in. So this is a par 5, sort of like goes over the hill down to the left. Just pulled it a tad, but not a bad swing. Had 230 yards in, and this is down off the right now of a fly lie, so just hit just a big 7-iron, and this is just a big flyer. So up in the air, started drawing towards the green. I don't know where this pitched. I think it probably pitched middle of the green, and then had a putt back up into the wind, which left short, and then had this for birdie. Which I hold. So back to 6, not too bad. Right, this is another strategical error. So there's water short and right. I'm hitting an 8-iron from 160 with the wind into off the left, knowing that the 8-iron's going to carry the water, but I'm then for some reason aiming away from the water towards the left side of the green, leaving it in a bunker, short siding myself off a down slope, and just doing stupid stuff. So that is just a massive strategical error, which I need to sort of like get out the game. And then knocked it by, missed it, and made double. So yeah, this is like a round which could have been pretty good. Shoulda, woulda, could at the moment, I think, with the game. Missed that, and then it's just like head off explosions. Snap all the clubs in the bag. Punch the cameraman. 18. This is not too bad of a golf swing, just left it up the right. Had 150 in, which was maybe slightly down, but mostly off of the right, and just got the biggest flyer I've ever seen with a 9-iron, and this literally just took off, and I flew the green. Again, another strategical error. Can't miss left and long. Where'd you miss it? Left and long. Having to take a drop from here. Cheers, Gary, for that. Actually hit a good wedge shot up onto the green, and then made a bogey. So yeah, the score's not great, but I hope you can sort of appreciate the conditions of the day. It's not exactly easy, and I have not found a way of holding it together for 2 rounds, but there's definitely a lot of good stuff in there, which shows that it's getting closer, which is all that matters. Which keep talking about progression. I'm going to be back with the Road to Q School vlog soon. I hope you still enjoy these. I'll talk through the game in a bit more detail in the vlog, so see them.